Hey, everybody, welcome to the open bar here on Stay Tuned Sports. I'm your boy King. That right over there is your good friend Jimbo, hanging out with you on this Friday. Again, now we are deep into March Madness, as it were, Jimbo. Like, share, subscribe, all that stuff that we talked about. If you want to help us out more, link for our donation station and merch store at top of the chat. You want to check that out, or in the description below. Interesting start to March Madness, I'd say, so far there, Jimbo. We've had an upset. High Point had an upset. Would you call the North Carolina game an upset?
Who did they play?
They lost this. Well, they lost to what was he? Duke. Duke didn't look like they were going to do too well against Seattle, but they did. They pulled it out. Word. I
saw you and ELS talking about that in our Discord there about Duke, and I was like, oh boy.
Yeah, no, me and him were talking because Wisconsin is the one who lost to High Point.
Okay.
Let me see, because I forget. All I know is that UNC lost. Because I think they had their blowiest.
Wow.
They had their biggest. They blew their biggest lead. That's what I was trying to say. In tournament history, in their history in the tournament. Not, I don't think it's in tournament history, but just in UNC basketball history. Oh, VCU. They lost to VCU, who played in one of the play-in games on Monday, Tuesday, one of those games. So yeah, that was they 82-78. North Carolina had a 19-point lead. I think at some point in this game, I think it was halftime. They had a 19-point lead. Or I don't think it was at halftime. It was at some point in the game. They had a 19-point lead, and then ended up losing. So, go fuck yourself, Tar Heels. I just here's the thing. I don't really have anything against UNC. It was always UNC fans. You know, when I was growing up as rooting for Duke. Yeah. For some reason, everybody equates Duke with like Lakers and Yankees and shit like that, and I never got that. I didn't understand why there was that connection. Considering that UNC was very much more of a blue blood than I think Duke was before the early 90s when they were actually winning championships. Before that, Duke wasn't really a blue blood of college basketball, really not until Krzyzewski got there. But either way, I have this hatred of UNC, clearly being a Duke basketball fan. I don't like UNC, so go fuck yourself, UNC, that's fine. But what... I've been sitting here yammering away the whole time here. Jimbo, how are we doing on this Friday? How was your week?
Well, I mean, if I could stop coughing, I think I'll be okay.
Yeah, no, you got a bit of that Draco. We had a little conversation before, about you not being Doc Holliday here, and then we got off onto a whole Tombstone rant, as one does. That'll happen. Great movie, by the way. If you haven't watched it, please go out there. And if you haven't watched it, what are you doing?
What's wrong with you?
What are you doing? Come on.
But actually, kind of sticking with a movie theme story here. Happened to myself today. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure you've seen the movie Enemy of the State.
Oh yeah,
Gene
I love
Hackman,
that movie.
Will Smith.
Yeah, Will Smith and Gene Hackman. Yeah.
Yeah, I was Will Smith today. Went to go get gas. Went to go use my bank card. Declined. I got money in there.
Right.
I could pull up my phone and see money in there. Declined. Like, what's going on? I have another bank account. Money in there. Declined. What the hell is going on? I drive for Uber, delivering food and stuff.
Right.
Well, they give... You have an option that if you want a car that it just automatically goes right onto
They have the Uber car. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I think Instacart has the same kind of setup.
Yeah. I go to use that. Guess what happens? Declined. And I'm like, all right, maybe it's just gas pump.
It's got to be something there. To me, I feel like it's got to be the venue. Yeah.
Yeah, go across the street to that gas pump. Decline. I was like, wow, as much as I love that movie, I really don't want the CIA coming after me and sticking me in front of the Sopranos or whatever.
Okay, but like, oh, okay, I was going to say, I can understand that being a first thought. I really can't understand that being a first thought. But what have you done to be on a CIA? See, that's the thing where I was like, is this enemy of the state? My stop would be like, okay, what have I done? Have I been? Did I accidentally search? Something about like Iran or the IRGC or how to become an Ayatollah? Like, was there something I did?
Like, did the word towels become a bad word?
Ooh, be careful. Let us tread carefully.
But,
yes, this is my beard brush. This is my pink beard brush there, Crafty. Sorry about that. It's great to see you, by the way, to chat. Crafty says, they just don't like Eagles fans. That's understandable.
Now, why does top messages work for me, but all messages didn't work for me? I had it on all messages.
I know you're on the phone. Yeah, right. Phone.
I had all messages, and you just said about Crafty, and nothing was there. So I clicked top messages, and I got ELS in there, Crafty there.
I got live chat in there. I don't know. Maybe the CIA's in your phone.
See, maybe the enemy state's not over yet.
You are being monitored right now. Which, by the way, not a lot of people monitor this particular stream. But hello, all potential CIA or Homeland Security people watching us right now, or NSA. I'm sorry you got this particular assignment. That this is what you got to do. Just a couple of guys.
The easiest way to get through this stream with us is crack some beers. Make things interesting.
By the way, Crafty did also bring up, by the way, yes, sad day today. But is it? Here's the thing: is it a sad day too, or is it a day of celebration for the day that Chuck Norris released from his mortal coil and ascended to a different dimension to just start fucking shit up in that particular dimension? Yeah, Chuck Norris apparently died. It was either late yesterday or early today. I had heard that he was in a hospital and had a medical event. Didn't know exactly, how they listed that or what it was, but yeah, no, Chuck's gone. And to be fair, it's been great to see people kind of revisit all the Chuck Norris memes and the things like that. It's good to see old Chuck get remembered properly. I mean, when I was in my 20s, I had the Chuck Norris poster up in my room, all the different things, Chuck Norris doesn't go to sleep, or the sun doesn't set, the light just gets scared of Chuck Norris, all the different stupid shit that we always had there.
And he was a big part of history as far as dodgeball. We can't forget about that. He changed the history of dodgeball. He absolutely helped Globo Gym lose and helped the average Joes there get that. So I mean, that's clear. And here's the other thing too. Like he was fit well into his 80s. Like obviously he's well into his 80s now. Like he was fit, and I think one of his last posts were him like working out, doing physical stuff. Like he was still in great shape in his 80s. So. Yeah.
It's just sometimes that's just what it is. Crafty
says. I totally forgot that his partner from Texas Ranger passed away years back, so he's back up there.
I got to tell you, I forgot who even was that. But Pepperjack knows more about. Pepperjack grew up on Walker. She watched Walker all the time.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't huge into Walker Texas Ranger. Back then, like it was on, and you watched it, sometimes, but it was I was a passive observer of it. The one thing I will always remember about Walker Texas Ranger is the one meme clip with Haley Joel Osment as the kid in there when he's just like, "Hi, I've got AIDS." It's just, it's one of those ones, man. You just don't forget. You just don't forget. Crafty in the chat says, "Next time I hear thunder, I'll know it's Chuck Norris up there kicking some ass." My favorite meme is the Lone Wolf McQuaid one where he snipes everyone on the internet. Yeah, it's not a bad one. ELS says, "Don't ask me anything about the Badgers. I have nothing to say." Hey, listen, man, it's March Madness, baby. It's Mad Marchness, as you can see by that. That's just how it is. That's just how it is this time of year. Duke almost fell to that. They almost were part of that. They didn't. UNC did. Wisconsin has. Outside of that, I haven't really kept up on a lot of, and that's something else too. And I feel like I don't know if this is just part of being older, or if I just got the big sad, or I don't know what it is, but it feels like, especially so far this year, like I haven't had any of my like joyous events, like looking forward to things. Like I used to always, obviously, used to look forward to St. Patrick's Day. Loved St. Patrick's Day. One of my favorite times of year. Put on some music, put on some Irish music, get some Guinness and old corned beef and Irish soda bread and like I was always about that. And this year it kind of came and went, and it was literally a non-event. March Madness starting here, and I was always about getting a bracket, looking at it, making picks, and doing all this kind of stuff, getting excited for these first 2 days of the tournament. Always my favorite parts of the day, and just sit there and watch basketball all day and be really excited. And we were doing this, and I think even ELS asked me in the Discord. He's like, "Oh, who do you got in your bracket? Who do you got in the Final Four?" I was like, "I got to be honest, I didn't even fill one out. I haven't that. So I don't know what it is, but it feels like a lot of that. Like, so I don't know if it's just a part of getting older. Like you kind of lose the interest in things that make you happy. I don't know what it is, but yeah, it's like it's the world goes great. Maybe this is it. Maybe this is why, like, when you're younger and you ask older people, and they're always like, yeah, I'm kind of ready to go. I've seen enough. Already been here. The one meme clip of the old lady being there, like, I yearned for the urn, like it's kind of like, and you're like, why would, come on, no, I want to live forever. I'm wondering if I'm getting to that point now where I'm just like, no, I get it. It's just at some point, everything just becomes like, this is kind of bullshit. Why am I still here? Let's just, let's get through this shit. I wonder if that's what it is. That's what I worry about. That's really what I worry about. Alicia in the chat says, there's my boys, looking good as always. Thank you so much, Alicia. Great to see you. Thank you so much for supporting. Of course, if you don't know, Alicia is Mrs. Jimbo, which apparently she loves being called now. Since last week I called her Mrs. Jimbo, and now she's like, oh, call me Mrs. Jimbo. Let's go. ELS providing us with some of the Indoor Football League TV schedule coming up this week. There we go. Just looking through some of the stuff here.
Did you watch ELS's boys play, or like what happened with that game? I know they were about the blizzard.
I know because Green Bay had such a historic blizzard, hilarious for a team called the Green Bay Blizzard. They decided play the game but not have fans there because they were like, it's just the roads are probably still too dangerous and everything with that. But the players were there. The opposing team had already traveled there. Like, they were ready to go anyway. So they played the game in front of nobody. It was a very COVID feeling. I don't know. Can we still say that on YouTube? I don't know. But it was like that 2020, 2021 kind of feeling. Empty stadium, empty crowd. But I think they came back and when I checked in on the score, they were losing.
Okay.
And by a significant amount. And then I checked in later to see what actually happened. And yeah, they had won the game. I was like, oh, shit. Well, so the Green Bay Blizzard off to a 1-0 start. So ELS has got to be super happy about that. Was that overnight media group? Okay. Oh, that was just more of the stuff about the Indoor Football League.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. But yeah, so that was all that was about. What else? This is the shortest show ever. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for joining.
Well, last Saturday, me and the wife went to the Baby Pens game, the St. Patty's Day game. I'll give the Baby Pens. I was trying to get a good picture of their St. Patty's Day's jersey.
Right.
I liked it. Going to get a good picture to send you, but they play the Phantoms.
I could find it.
And it was It was kind of cool too, because we were at our normal season ticket holder seats,
right?
And just happened to be one section over, like maybe 8 or 9 seats over. Shoulders was there. Me and her hung out with him and his new girlfriend a month ago or so.
Oh,
at a Baby
shoulders.
Pens
Oh,
game.
shit. Yeah, no.
Yeah. So 5 minutes into the game, Penguin scores. He's yelling over at me. I'm flipping him off, and I'm getting shit, talked to me and stuff like that.
Right.
Fairly good game. Decent hits. 69 for the Baby Pens is a bitch. He gets a little push in the back and he throws his gloves down.
So you were probably rooting for Lehigh Valley, right? Mr. Flyer fan.
And so third period came, and I said to her, because I mean it was a packed house for once, and I said to her, it was 3-1. I said, if about 5 minutes left, if it's still 3-1, I said, let's just head out, so we can beat the traffic. Normally, if the kid's with me, I'll stay the whole game.
Right.
And she said, all right. So, sure enough, about 5 minutes, 30 seconds left, whistle got blown. I said, hey, let's just go stand up on the concourse, see how this plays out, because they didn't pull their goalie yet. About 3 minutes left in the game. Phantoms score 3-2. And I looked at her and I started laughing. I said, I freaking knew this was going to happen. And she goes, well, what do you want to do? I said, well, let's just leave. I said, because I want to beat that traffic. So now as we're walking out, I'm trying to find on the radio. 10 seconds left in the game. 3-3. Phantoms tied it up. They go to overtime. By the time we got home, Phantoms won. So in the last 5 minutes, they scored 4 goals. When I was like,
she Heidi gamed you. She Heidi gamed you. It was like,
Yeah.
oh, it's over. The game's over. Kicked your ass. It's all done. Let's just go. Oh, that's why you never count your chickens before they keep fucking
and
that
like
chicken.
This, actually, and here's a hockey question for you. I don't know if you know this.
I know everything.
I believe it was the Jets game this past week. I think they were playing the Predators. They must have had some type of weather going on. One ref was able to show up for the game.
Right.
Supposedly, an NHL rule says if no refs show up, each team has to pick one player from their team to be the honorary refs of the game as they're playing. Did you know that?
Here's the thing, because I think that rule might have been instituted after a game that I actually attended back in 1988 as a small child. Some people might remember that as the Have Another Donut game. And that was the Wales, in the Wales Conference Finals, Devils versus Bruins. In the game previous, as the Devils were leaving the ice, Jim Schoenfeld, who was the head coach of the Devils at that point, was screaming at, I believe it was Kerry Frazier, because bad calls or whatever. And as they're going down the tunnel, Frazier fell down, and he said, "Oh, you pushed me, you pushed me. Ah, that's it." And Schoenfeld screamed back at him, "I didn't push you. You fell, you fat pig. Go have another donut." The next game, because that game was in Boston. The next game was at Brendan Byrne Arena at the Meadowlands, which I attended. Me and my father and my mother attended that game. It was my Mother's Day gift, was go see Devils hockey. Weird. But we went to the game, and the game kept on being delayed and delayed. We were like, what the hell's going on? Apparently what happened was the officials said, we're not going, unless Schoenfeld is suspended, we're not going out on the ice.
Oh, wow.
So they just refused to go on the ice. So the NHL didn't know what the hell to do. They ended up getting, I think, some rec league officials or something. They came onto the ice where, those yellow bibs you used to have to wear in gym class to differentiate who was on which team in dodgeball or whatever? Yeah. That's what they came onto the ice with. They didn't even have the stripes. They just came on with, bibs. And the first period had to be played like that after, an hour and a half delay. And, of course, this is 1988. Nobody had cell phones. So everybody's trying to get to the pay phones to call home to whoever they had at home. At that time, it was my sister was at home. We're all going to the pay phone trying to call, what's going on? We don't know. And that's what eventually got by. So it makes me wonder if, because after that game, they were like, listen, if it ever comes to a case where referees can't be there because of an impromptu strike or weather or whatever the case is, that they would have that happen, or you take a player from each team to be the impromptu one. One's the referee, one's the linesman.
Yeah.
And I think they said that was the team from the opposing team player would be the referee. So whoever the road team player is would be the referee, and the home team player would be the linesman. And the game would be able to go on with at least 2. So that's interesting. I did notice that. I saw that posted somewhere else too on Twitter. Yeah, this past week, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. That's interesting because I didn't know that. But yeah, it makes me wonder if it's because of that game. And I still love that. Every I think it's May 18th, somewhere around there. Yeah, where it's always the anniversary of the have another donut game, and we'll be coming up on 30. This is gonna be 38 years since that fucking game. Wow. Holy shit! I'm fucking old. Oh my god! But I have on the screen right now. I have the Wilkes-Barre Penguins St. Patrick's Day jersey. Not bad.
Yeah.
I've seen better, but I've seen worse. This one is one of their more tame versions, which is it actually looks nicer. I like that. You know, it's more kind of like their regular jersey, just made green with a little bit more stain. Because they've had some funky ones over the years, man.
Yeah,
they've had some real funky ones over the years. So that's actually pretty good. Lloyd in the chat, great to see you, Lloyd. Thanks so much for joining us here on the open bar. Again, anybody's got any questions? Anybody has something they want to talk about, a topic discussion, something like that? Throw it in the chat. Let us know what's going on, what's on your mind, and how you want to talk about it. I have a random poll question there simply because I
yeah, why did you come up with this one?
I probably because I was horny at the time. I don't know. No, you know, I think I saw a picture of Hillary Duff, and that's why. I actually want to put it there because I was thinking about this the other day, and it's just like, damn, Hillary Duff, like she had people. I don't know. And listen, I was one of them. I absolutely slept on Hillary Duff, man. I was like, Lizzie McGuire, like, oh, all right, whatever. But a couple of years ago, and it was Pepper Jack herself actually sent me a couple pictures because she was like, oh, Hillary Duff, I think Hillary Duff is sexy, she's beautiful, all that stuff. I was like, she's all right. She was like, how is a horn dog like you saying, oh, Hillary Duff is only okay? I was like, she's all right. I haven't seen her since, I think the last time I saw like an actual picture of Hillary Duff, she was giving a blowy to her fiance at the time at a hotel balcony that some paparazzi had gotten. And that was like 15, 20 years ago, whatever it was. So I was just like, she's fine, whatever. And so she had sent me pictures of Hillary Duff. I think she was at like a gas station pumping gas or something. My apologies, Ms. Duff. I was unaware of your game. My God. Oh,
so Hillary or Taylor?
That's the question. And that's where it feels like that answer would change depending on which flavor I would want. Like some days you want vanilla, some days you want chocolate, some days you want Rocky Road, some days you want chocolate chip cookie dough. You know what I mean? Like it kind of feels like something you want a little different, But, and no pun intended with that, but, I feel like with me being a Sir Mix-a-Lot fan of the rear end, as it were, of the back bumper, I feel like I would have to end up going Hillary Duff more times than not, simply because of that. ELS says, King, my answer to the poll is nothing above because I don't listen to ELS. You don't have to listen to that. It's not I don't listen to Hillary Duff's music. I don't know one of her songs. I do not know a single one of her songs. I know she's got some out, and to be fair, in her new album, she's got a lot of songs apparently about giving head. So, we know. Listen, Hillary's a trooper, man. She's a real one. She's a real G, and we respect that. So maybe you should start listening to a little bit more Hillary Duff here. Maybe you should. But yeah, like was complete. I don't know any of those people except for Taylor. Oh, ELS. ELS. The internet is free, man. Okay, here we go. All right, we got to educate ELS.
We're here for you, ELS.
We're here for you.
We got your back.
We're here for you. We're just gonna be able to. We're gonna take a couple looks here, just so you know, just so that you can see, and be aware. Where's my open image, new tab? There we go. And now we'll switch back over here and wha-bam! Oh my God! Oh my God! Whew! Crafty in the chat says it wasn't a test of the ears, ELS. This is clearly a visual medium. This has nothing to do with the audio portion of this. But yeah, like, come on. Like, what are we talking about? Crafty says, if you're looking for images, look up Duff's appearance on Andy Cohen's show a couple of days ago. There are so many of these. Here's another one we can just show here real quick. And oh, that one's too small. That one. What was that? What was that? You can kind of see it by my head there. Let's say, like, it is. Come on! What are we doing? What are we talking about? My God! ELS says that's too much for me. I would rather drink vodka with Russian Oh, his old Russian ladies. I forgot. ELS has got a thing for the old Russian ladies. I
mean, I can't blame him.
Listen, it takes all kinds. I get it.
Yeah.
Who doesn't want Sri Lanka there sometimes? Just straddling your face, smelling like borscht. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it's those. And listen, ELS is a Wisconsin boy. You know, I think that's
yes.
You know he's got a flavor. He's got a little flavor there. But come on, man. If that ass is the size of Wisconsin, what are we talking about? So that's what I think. I had seen some of these, but now hold on. I want to see. I searched for Hillary Duff's ass. First of all, it comes up.
He can name each ass cheek a Russian woman's name if he wanted to.
So let me see. Hillary Duff's Andy Cohen show. What am I saying? I don't see. I mean, yeah, she just looks fine. Yeah, she looks good. She looks, nice and classy, declassé. You know, that's all very nice. Yeah. That's all good. But yeah, man. Oof. So that's what I mean. Like, obviously, like, Taylor's always going to be a crush of mine. That's clearly a big celebrity crush there. Olivia Rodrigo as well. I love Olivia, although she's apparently testing people's patience with her latest kind of album release sort of thing, drip drab. She's like painting a wall pink in LA or something, and people are just like,
okay.
bitch, it's been going on for a week. Fucking do something, you know. So I get that. Alicia in the chat says, ELS, what? If that came up to you, you would pick a Russian lady? Are you human? Well, again, it depends on which. If it's an old Russian lady, you know, I can kind of get being upset. But there are some Russian ladies out there that, to be fair to ELS, are, you know, top level. So
yeah.
ELS says, Alicia, there's a lot of things you don't want to know about me. Oh, let's. ELS's name is on the Epstein list. All of a sudden, it's like, oh no, not that, no. We love you, ELS. We love you, ELS.
Jesus.
So that's what. But that's why I put but that's also why I put other. Describe in chat if somebody had another idea of a particular celebrity, pop star, somebody like that they would. Haley Williams, you know, a lot of people like the Haley Williams, a little bit more of the punky side. Maria Brink. From In This Moment, if you're more into the metal side.
See, I was gonna put that, but the question said pop, so I'm like, all right, guys, I can't go to metal.
That's true. I should have just said,
otherwise,
you know,
I would
either
have
celebrity or music. But the problem is when you say so, like, I was focusing more on music.
Yeah.
Because sometimes with the actresses, sometimes it can be a little much. Sometimes there's a lot of the movie magic works on that, and it's not nearly as good, you mind. But I've seen some. Oh wait, where's the one picture? Hold on. It was from Hillary Duff's concert. He did a performance where she was wet. I need to bring it up because it was a thing, and I got to see if I can find it without like absolutely ruining my like search history or right now the NSA guy's probably pretty pleased with being on this particular assignment.
Probably telling her boss, I think we got more than just one we gotta watch.
Oh, I'm already on a couple lists. I understand that. I understand that. Like we are under no illusions. There was a shot that was really good of her butt on this performance, and now I can't seem to find it. Did they censor the butt? What? I hope they didn't censor the butt. They might have censored the butt. That's the worst thing about some of these things is when they censor the butt. It's just the worst.
Yeah.
Crafty says ELS equals Epstein list solicitor. Crafty's on fire today. He's really pretty good. ELS would go for Putin in drag. Oh shit. Oh no. Alicia says YouTube is enjoying all the asses. I was going to say this is why we list it as this is not. None of the streams we ever do is up because YouTube asks you when you load up when you're setting up for the stream, they're like, "Is this meant for kids?" Every time I make sure to triple click.
Nope.
No. This is for nobody under the age of 18 years old. Cretchy says, "Oh, well, now he's on the CAA watch list as well." Yeah, listen, honestly, anybody who's associated with this is right now on the CAA watch list. So I apologize to everybody there, but with that whole thing, but. Yeah, no, I can't seem to find that one. There was one really good wet butt picture of her, and I can't get it. That is unfortunate. But she does have a
little side note. Since this is really my second time back in 9 months, say, I'm so out of sorts. I totally forgot to plug my Ethernet into my laptop. So Wi-Fi is actually doing pretty good.
Holding up. All right. That's pretty good.
Just for like a second there when you were saying, oh, the butts, I heard it, but your mouth wasn't moving, and then all of a sudden your mouth moved, and there was no...
I have noticed that it happened a couple times last week, and it did happen once or twice already where, you were saying something, it seems like you glitched for really just half a second, but not terrible. Okay. Not terrible. All I do is work on Wi-Fi, so that's all I really have. With the Verizon Fios, thank God it's the Fios, so it's a pretty decent upload, download, and anything like that. But sometimes it can be a pain in the dick. But I was surprised nobody else really mentioned anybody else yet in the chat of other than Taylor. But again, that was just kind of a placeholder because I was just like, I don't know what to ask. So I figured butts would probably be a pretty good way to start. Pretty hot things. Kind of a.
Maybe Hillary Duff could be like our. Hillary Duff could be like our honorary put the fours up for NFL season. Put her up when time to put the fours up, something like that.
But you know what? There is such a deep relationship that I have with Taylor right now that I don't know. I would feel like cheating. It would feel like cheating on Taylor, and I don't know if I could do that. I'm not that kind of guy, Jimbo. I'm not that kind of guy. I'm a one-woman kind of guy.
So you got the angel Taylor Swift on one side, and you got Hillary Duff, the devil, on the other side. You could have both there.
That might be switched. I don't know. I mean, considering that everybody thinks that Taylor Swift is a Satanist and is a clone of Deborah LaFay, who was the wife of the leader of the Church of Satan. So.
Oh Jesus! Is that
you never heard of that? To be fair,
no. To be fair,
if you ever seen a picture of Deborah LaFay, she looks exactly like Taylor Swift.
Really?
Let me see if we could pull her up here. No, that's not. Church of, see, now I'm going to be on a list because I'm looking up Church of Satan.
There you go.
No, that one is the teacher who did. Hold on. That's the teacher who had sex with people. Wasn't it? I think they both have like the same sort. Yeah, because it's LeVay, not LeFay. LeFay is the one who had sex with her students. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so I gotta find. It's either his daughter or wife. LeVay. Taylor Swift. Let's see. It's close. Zena LeVay, that was her name. I don't know where. I think I was thinking of the child molesting teacher for some reason. I don't know. But here, okay, so here's we're gonna do a side by side.
Oh, okay. So I just Googled real quick to pull her up.
Here we go. I just pulled it up here. There you go. And so I went. Take a look at the picture that I put up there. Give it a couple seconds when it comes up for you or for anybody else who's out there watching. Look at this picture and tell me which one's Taylor and which one is Zena LeVay. Like, for real. It's a bit spooky.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a bit spooky.
That one, the Xena girl, that looks like Taylor when she was like 18, 20 years old.
It looks like that early 20s Taylor. 22. Yeah. It does. I think that's why they used a bit of the young, because the Taylor that's in the on the right side of that picture, on the my side, is kind of like that 22, early 20s Taylor there too. So I think that's why, because that's when they looked most alike. Crafty says Taylor on the right. Yeah, but tell me, if you showed that to somebody might say that that's just Taylor at two separate events.
Yeah.
Like that's Taylor at an award show and that's Taylor walking down the street or something. You know what I mean? So that's what I mean. And so that's why that rumor has persisted that Taylor is some kind of satanic clone of Zena LeVay, or she's like the love child or some kind of something, like she's got something to do with Satan or whatever. So if you're gonna put one's gonna be the devil, one's gonna be the angel, I would say Hillary's probably gonna be more on the angel side.
Yeah,
especially because that ass is heavenly. But yeah, like that's spooky. That's spooky. Alicia says that's definitely her doppelganger. Enough of the doppelganger talk. I have watched enough Vampire Diaries and now the originals over the last almost year now of Wednesdays and Thursdays. Me and Pepper Jack, we have our white people taco night on Wednesdays, and we have sit down, we watch tacos, and she was watching Vampire Diaries at the time. She was rewatching it. She loved it when she was younger, so I was like, yeah, sure, I'll watch it. Why not? A doppelganger is supposed to be like a once in a while, like a once in a forever kind of situation. Not only does everybody have a fucking doppelganger, everybody's got like 17 doppelgangers by the end of the show. It's like, oh, this is a doppelganger. You didn't kill her, you killed a doppelganger. Fuck with the fucking doppelgangers. God damn it. Just the worst. Lloyd in the chat says, what's up? Yeah, we saw you say what's up before, man. Yeah, I see you, Lloyd. I see you.
We see you.
We see you, man, and we love you. Thank you so much for joining us here. Crafty in the chat says, I only found out about this girl the other day. About who? Taylor or Xena? You only found out about Taylor the other day. Where you been? Where you been?
Or is there more of a story coming in?
I don't know. Well, I joined the Church of Satan, and it was kind of... But I think Xena, she recently distanced herself from her father. I think it's her father who was Anton LaVey, and the Church of Satan. Like she's gotten away from that, so I don't know. I just keep on looking at pictures. God damn, like the eyebrows are the same. Like that's the thing that gets you. It's like the nose is the same, the eyebrows are the same, the fucking earlobes are the same. It's weird. It is weird. Oh, about the Xenia. It's so... like part of me wants them to do like a DNA test on them motherfuckers. Like, it's that weird. Like, it's that weird.
Like long lost cousins or something.
What else? Let me check over here on Twitter, see what else is going on. By the way, if anybody else wants to ask a question, do something like that, we do a little Friday night Q&A. Kind of like Tom Grassi, but just more degenerate version, I guess. You know, I don't mind that. I don't mind being a degenerate version of another channel. Like, what the fuck do I care? We're just here having some fun here. Oh, Dennis Rodman made the Hall of Fame. Congratulations, Dennis Rodman.
Yeah.
Good for him. Oh, by the way, I did see earlier that you were upset by some people buying into the rumors about A.J. Brown being traded to the Patriots and stuff like that. And I remember I was like, well, where are you hearing it from? What account was saying it? And you mentioned it was Ricky Scoops, and I was like, oh, that's not a reason to be upset. Yeah, I mean, that's a reason you should be upset maybe with yourself, because Ricky Scoops is usually, for the most part, about 99% fucking accurate when he comes up with something. He called the Micah trade last year before anybody was picking up on it. He said
that was the only one I saw.
And Ricky Scoops is, and he has the tendency of he'll do a thing, post a scoop, and then his channel goes away, and then he comes back, post something, channel goes away. So he's very much that kind of individual. So, like when you're like, oh, people are quoting an account that it's not even there anymore, and I was like, what account? You're like Ricky Scoops. So I was like, oh, it might be time to say goodbye to A.J. Brown. Is all I'm going to say there. I think I might
was gonna say.
So
I guess I got by the got.
You thought that people were getting got by the got, but you got by the people who were getting got. So you got like you're like Grey Goose vodka. You're triple got. You're triple distilled got.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was. Part of me thinks that leads a little bit more credence to.
He's not going. Next off season he'll be gone. Not this season.
And especially who'd you guys pick up? You just picked up a receiver too.
Oh, Hollywood Brown. He ain't a number one.
It's a pretty decent replacement. If you're gonna replace him, you might as well with somebody who still has speed. Can get down the field. Is he maybe as dynamic as A.J. Brown can be? Maybe not, but it's not like he's a fucking slouch.
Well, I mean, he has a lot to prove to us Eagles fans, because I guess a month or so ago he on a stream said, "Hell no, I'm never gonna sign a Philly. They're toxic."
They are, and he's not wrong. Like, listen, CJ was right too. When CJ Gardner Johnson, said that when he went to Detroit, and he was like, "Man, Eagles fans are the worst people I know." And then he got traded back to Philadelphia and was like, "Hey guys, just fucking around." Like Philadelphia fans, for the most part,
we're misunderstood.
I think a lot of them recognize that they are toxic. Maybe the worst fan base in the league. They understand that. And to be fair, a lot of you assholes wear that as a fucking badge of honor, or dishonor, as the case may be. But, like, for anybody who's ever played against Philadelphia, in Philadelphia, for the opposing team, there's nothing good to say about Philadelphia. There's not.
Some of the players have.
No, I think a lot of players do the PR thing. They do the, it's just, it's always a fun place to play. It's always, very passionate fans. I love that. It's always brought out. Whatever everybody talks about, it's just passionate fans. What they mean is psychotic, sociopathic assholes, but they can't really come out and say that. And the few who do, it makes news, like CJ, and a couple other people, but
yeah,
just passion. They're just very passionate about they're
we're misunderstood.
What's that?
Misunderstood.
No. We understand you very well. We understand the Philadelphia fan base very well.
Yeah.
Crafty in the chat says it's like this is like Grossi's stream, except you actually get answers to your questions. I wouldn't know that. Again, I don't. I'm sure he does his best. I'm sure he does very. I mean, listen, you don't get over 1 million subscribers without doing it. We are We're on the road to 1,000, and that's still a long fucking road. Which, by the way, if you want to, go ahead, hit that like button, hit that share button. Helps everybody know that this channel exists. That would help us out tremendously. And, of course, as always, if you haven't done so yet, if this is your first time here, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and notification bell as we are on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Like I said, still a long road to go. Still a long way to go. But we do appreciate
we're a lot closer this week than we were last week.
Every week we're getting a little bit closer. Yeah. Getting a little bit closer. A little bit closer. Alicia in the chat says Philly fans are terrifying. Some are. And I'll say this, when we went to the Giants-Eagles game at Lincoln Financial Field, I think it was the perfect timing because the Eagles were out of the playoffs. Fans were kind of disillusioned with the team anyway. There were a lot of Giants fans in the stands that day because a lot of Eagles fans had sold their tickets. A lot of people it was kind of they gave up on the Eagles already. So we went to the game. We were down in the lower level, surrounded by a lot of Giants fans, so it wasn't nearly as bad as I think it could have been or might normally be in a Philadelphia crowd. There are some things I still won't do. As a Devils fan, I will not go to fucking whatever they call it now, Core State Spectrum, whatever. And I'm still going to call it the new Spectrum. I don't even care. I know they're building a new one soon anyway. But, I would never go there in a Devils jersey. I've seen way too much shit happen with that. And here's the thing, Philadelphia, I think we can all agree is an Eagles first town, but the Flyers are not that far behind. Philadelphia is very much a hockey town. Philadelphia is very much a hockey town, more so than the Phillies. I honestly think it goes Eagles, Flyers, big gap, and then you can argue between either the Phillies or the Sixers. But I honestly, the Eagles and Flyers are the royalty in Philadelphia.
I think it's the Eagles, semi-gap, Phillies and Flyers, but Phillies slightly.
I don't see that same level of Philadelphia fandom. Is not there with the Phillies. I feel like I could go to a Phillies game wearing a Yankees hat, and you get a couple remarks, but you're not going to face too much. Maybe wearing a Mets hat might be a little different. I understand that. Whereas wearing Giants gear, wearing Devils gear, Rangers gear.
Could it be because of the sport itself? Like, NFL's known to be very physical. Hockey's known to be very
hockey's
physical.
a very charged, violent sport. Football is a very violent sport. Baseball is much more pastoral, very much more relaxed. So maybe that's it too. But if you're talking about passion, I think about Yankees. I've gone to a Yankees game out in the bleachers. I've been amongst the bleachers creatures. That's some wild motherfuckers out there. And that was at the old Yankee Stadium. I haven't been to the new Yankee Stadium yet in all these years. But when I used to go to the old Yankee Stadium, I used to go to the bleachers sometimes because they were cheap-ass tickets. And there was some wild shit happening in those bleachers. Wild. That's what I mean. I think about New York. New York everything is almost even when it comes to a lot of the sports. I honestly think it's Yankees, Giants, Knicks. Below that would be the Rangers. And then you have, you have Mets. You have the certain section out there on out in Queens and out on the island. You have some Mets fans. Nobody really cares about the fucking Nets.
Yeah.
Islanders are pretty low. Again, they're out on the island as well. Jets. That's what I mean is you have Giants, Jets, but even then it's there's Yankees, Giants, Knicks are top. And then it would be Mets, Jets, then Rangers. But it depends if the Rangers are doing good. Sometimes they can jump above that. It's fairly even. Philadelphia feels like Eagles above all. Flyers are right there. And I think you got a bit of a gap. Then you got the Phillies, and depending on what the Sixers are doing, if they're good, they can jump up there. If not, they're kind of there at the Phillies level, or if not below that. But Alicia in the chat says, being both an Eagles and at a Flyers game, I can honestly say Flyers definitely more prominent. I've seen a lot of people say that too, who were from Philly, who say that Philadelphia is, despite what you may think, is more of a Flyers town than anything. I would disagree with that. I do feel like Philadelphia is Eagles first. It is a Birds town, Green town, but the Flyers I feel are right there. And you saying that they're not is weird. But again, you've only liked hockey for 10 years. So who got you into hockey? Who was the guy who actually got you into hockey? So relax yourself, okay?
And now I'm to the point that when there's a AHL team being relocated, I'm like, oh, I like kicking their asses.
Yeah, Bridgeport. I don't know where they're moving to Canada, I think. So.
Ontario.
Fucking
damn
hell.
Canadians.
Which is weird considering, like you would want. Usually, a lot of teams move to be closer to their parent club, especially you see out there on the West Coast. So moving from Bridgeport, which is right across Long Island Sound, now moving all the way up to goddamn Canada, like that's not sure the thought process behind that, but that's a shame. But and Bridgeport Arena is not a terrible arena. It doesn't look bad. It is in Bridgeport, and I don't know if anybody who's familiar with the area. Not a great area, Bridgeport, Connecticut. I know a lot of people think of Connecticut be like they think about a lot of wasps and a lot of the hockey. Yeah. We don't care about that. We have afternoon tea to attend to. Margaret, fetch the driver. We must take the rolls out to the like that kind of shit.
Yeah,
that's not Bridgeport. East Hartford. You know what I mean? Like it's Connecticut's got some areas. Connecticut's got some areas. So that's Bridgeport. So maybe that's another reason, too. They're just like, the revenue's not enough. The area sucks. People aren't coming to the games because nobody wants to get fucking carjacked and, knifed going to see a hockey game. I get it. I can understand that. But it's just, why move that far? I figured they might move to the revamped Nassau Coliseum out in Uniondale, which, they reduced the capacity. It's very nice. Basically, it's a whole brand new arena. So why not move? Okay. You can have the minor league team play there. That fills dates there. Then it's just a quick hop on the LIE. You get right to UBS Arena. I figured that would have made more sense, but I don't know. We'll see. I wonder what. Well, what it can't be the Ontario Islanders. So I wonder what the logo and uniform guy in me is wondering. What are they going to do? What's the identity going to be? I might come up with a couple concepts for that and post them up. I don't know. By the way,
the Islanders.
The Olanders.
Islanders. Oilanders.
The Olanders.
Those are weird and random.
Okay. Hi, Alicia. I know she can't hear me. I just like yelling anyway.
King said hi.
Hi, King.
Hey, I got a hi.
I'm still watching you guys.
Which is more than, oh, wow. Yeah, no.
You got the children now.
A little lower and a lot faster.
Lay down.
Well, I don't think you should lay down on that blanket.
Oh, God, help me. I had it, by the way, speaking of all that kind of stuff, I had an idea for a new merch series. But I got to kind of work out some of the kinks on it, but I'm thinking I might do it. It's going to be like metal versions of NFL logos, like skull, like kind of like skulls and cool shit like that. Let me see. I have a working idea for one. Let me see if I can pull this up here. Hold on. 1 second. Give me uno momento, por favor. I don't know if that's a word.
You got the Devils coming on in a couple minutes here.
Oh yeah, who are we playing?
Capitals.
We've got a pretty. We beat the Rangers the other day, 6-3.
I saw that.
Pepper Jack was not very happy about that.
Future Flyer.
What? Oh, the Devils beat the Rangers the other day, 6-3. I told you about that. You got very mad at me. Because I figured we were watching something else, and because she's, you know, as most Rangers fans, she gave up on the season. Understandable. You know. Listen, as a Devils fan, I've kind of given up. It's funny now that we're on a bit of a winning streak here. Now that the season's basically over, we're still 10 points out of a playoff spot. We're not making the playoffs. No matter how much I would like to, you know, it's not going to happen. Be nice, but that's not going to happen. We just screwed it up. So it's like, let me see if I can pull this up. 1 second. Where is my fucking thing here? Here we go. So let me go ahead. Let's pull this up here. Let's switch over this. Go over here. There we go. I'm thinking of maybe doing something like this, but doing it for every NFL team in some way or another, and you'll see it when it pops up there. I think we can do something. I think we could do something with that.
Oh, okay.
You see what I mean? Like, it's, you know.
Yeah, I like it.
You know, it's weird, a little bit gross. I think it's cool. I think we could do something with that.
Yeah, but like you know, you say gross, but like thinking a lot, like you said, heavy metal stuff.
That's the point. Yeah, that's what we're looking for there. You know.
Yeah.
And some of them I think would be a little bit easier to do. You know, like some of the animal ones clearly would be easier to do with kind of the skull things and stuff like that. Lloyd says, I don't like that logo. Then don't buy it, Lloyd. Not that anybody buys our merch anyway. I've had the merch up there forever, and nobody buys any of the shit. So, like I said, I could put it up there. Whether people use it or not, I don't know. But yeah, I think that's it's something I'm exploring. It's something we're exploring. So we'll see.
Okay.
But yeah, April 2nd, we know that the Falcons are going to be releasing their new uniforms, so we'll have that. We'll have that live on here like we did for the Titans. Lloyd says the human skull ruins it, but that's kind of the thing. It's like it's the whole amalgamation of the. Lloyd, if you've ever seen some of these fucking heavy metal album covers and logos and shit like that, like that's kind of the thing. A little bit of a Cannibal Corpse kind of feel to it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, you know, there you go.
It's a weird human cardinal hybrid. You know, like the beak is breaking out of the front of the skull. You know what I mean? It's meant to be fucking weird. Says the weird guy.
And who knows? Maybe that's the answer.
Lloyd says, I get it. I don't like it, but I get it. Fair enough. Fair enough, Lloyd. Fair enough. That's good. Alicia says, I rewatched the part where King said lower and faster. We charge for that on the Stay Tuned's OnlyFans page. Yeah, no, you guys got to break out the. That's how we're gonna get some funding to get some better equipment here. Is the Stay Tuned Sports OnlyFans. I'll work it out. $59.99. Oh,
you know, you brought up about OnlyFans. It made me think about last weekend. Ronda Rousey had the press conference for the.
Oh yeah, she talked about Valentina. It's like, oh, you know, UFC sucks, man. You know, Valentina would, you know, she wouldn't have to be showing her tits on fucking OnlyFans. First of all, as somebody who frequents certain websites, I don't know what anybody's talking about. I don't think she shows her tits. She does like she does like the sexy workout videos and like that. But I don't think she actually shows her tits. So. But shut the fuck
Valentina's response was like, "Oh no, that's just another social media way for us to interact with the fans."
To be fair,
I mean, yeah, you do, but that's not why you're doing it.
But I like Sean Strickland had a couple of decent comments about Ronda that I agree with him about. It's very. You got to be careful when you say you agree with Sean Strickland on something. So I understand that in this day and age. You know, you got to be.
He's a wild cracker.
Everybody's gonna be careful. You know, Wild cracker. He is a wild cracker. He absolutely
Firecracker.
is.
There we go.
Firecracker, yeah, but he is also a wild cracker. There's no argument. Both are very good descriptions of Sean Strickland. Absolutely, no questions asked.
Took Paramount Plus 2 weeks to regret making the deal with UFC.
Crafty in the chat says, I still think King should do some ASMR videos. Every now and then, you're just going to go out there and, hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the open bar. Grab yourself a nice adult beverage of some kind of malted barley and hops. Some
very hoppy
golden deliciousness. Come along and have a sip as we discuss the day's or week's events here on Stay Tuned Sports. I should do like the voice, I should do like the audiobooks for like those women's smut books where they're like all fucking monsters and shit. Like The Minotaur and Me. It's like, what? Like, women talk about, oh my God, I hate men. They're so disgusting. They're such monsters. Meanwhile, they read books about getting manhandled and forcibly doing things. I can't say the word here on YouTube. We'll get shut down.
Yeah.
But forcibly done to do things with these monsters. And this is what gets them off. Like, ladies, as always, you're sending mixed signals. Stop it. Alicia says, King, you're missing your calling as a sex phone operator. Could work. Could work. I might have to do something. Although everything's going to AI now, so who knows? You know what I mean?
I was going to say,
all the call centers are AI.
Is still a thing?
Like Pepperjack works at her job. She doesn't work at a call center, but she has to call like insurance companies and other things like that, And a lot of these places now, instead of having like the call centers to call or anything like that, they're AI. And not only are they AI, but they're AI that sound real.
Really?
Like there's no hesitation in the voice. The delivery is natural. Like it's hard to tell with some of them. Like it's not like the phone tree where you could hear like, oh, well, hello, and welcome to Geisinger Health or whatever it would be. It's like it actually has like a natural delivery. It sounds like somebody else on the line. She said the funny part about it is some of them actually use the Indian voice. And part of me went like, they're holding on to the authenticity. That's what they mean.
Yeah.
Because if you heard a bunch of people all of a sudden on you call a place for a call center and you got like real English speakers, you'd be like, oh, this is clearly a phone tree. But you get, hello and welcome to Geisinger Health. How may I help you? It's like, oh, okay, this is real. This is a real guy. It's got to be, I find that hilarious.
Trust this.
I find that hilarious. Alicia says, oh, I encountered that and fell for it. It was with the Commonwealth Health. Yeah, I'm telling you.
Jesus Christ.
It's weird. So that's what I mean. When it comes to like the phone sex operators, like that's going to be a business. That's probably one of the first things that they've done. Apparently, that's a big thing. Speaking of OnlyFans, as we were just talking about, that's a big problem apparently on OnlyFans is that there is a ton of AI porn girls on OnlyFans. So like people are spending money on computer-generated girls, and it's like,
wow,
yeah, like it's getting it's rough. It's rough out there for a player, man. It is rough out there for a player. So you got to be careful out there. Keep your eyes peeled. Look for the glitches on the nipples. That's the big thing. You see nipples all of a sudden start changing sizes. You're up to some shenanigans. You know what I mean? Because I think that's still a problem with AI. It has a problem being consistent image to image. So you got to be careful. You got to be real careful.
Come to Stay Tuned Sports. We'll tell you what to watch out for with AI.
This is the world we live in. 2026. We're talking about got to be careful about the porn you get because it could be a clanker. You might have a clanker porn there. I was like, that's a problem. And like I said,
what are we, like a year or two away from Terminators?
I was going to say you're going to have sex Terminator. Which, by the way, I don't know if you saw that meme too. There's a famous cosplay girl, very well endowed, by the way. She dressed up in a like a T-800, like the Arnold Terminator. But, she had the short haircut. Looked very nice, by the way. I mean, I kind of dig the girls with the short cuts, too. But, had the rack out, and the shotgun looking like a Terminator. It was like, if they had sent that as the Terminator, they would have gotten John Connor in about 0.5 seconds. Yeah. You'd have teenage John Connor coming up. Yep, man, I'm John Connor. Hey, yes, no, yes, I'm fine. Come with you. I will come with you wherever you want me to. That is fine. Wherever you want. I got you. Yep, sure. That's fine. Kind of like that. I don't know if you've seen that the 90s. It was a 90s like safety video. I think they used it in schools and stuff. It was like, how to protect yourself from, predators and, stranger danger, things like that. And one of it was like, what would you do in this situation? And it was a very attractive girl saying like, oh, hi, yes, no, I have a Game Boy here. If you want to play it, you can come back to my place and play with me. And everybody was on there like, all of us would have been abducted. We would have all been abducted. Yeah. If somebody did that to me at 11 or 12 years old looking like that, I'd go home alone with you and you have a Game Boy? Show me the way. I want to fit in there like Tetris. Let's go. Like, what are we talking about? I don't know what you're talking. That's
Jesus.
So dumb. Oh, this is dumb. What's this? Oh, the Eagles have agreed to terms with safeties Marcus Epps and JT Gray, both of whom get a 1-year deal after trading safety Sidney Brown to the Falcons. So there you go. So the Eagles trading their safety, but picking up Marcus Epps and JT Gray as a replacement. Ooh, excuse me.
And here's the thing. Like, I like Sidney Brown's style of play. He's just flies. He's like a Brian Dawkins, flies around, hard hitter, good special teams player. Problem is he doesn't know when to activate that and when to pull it back in. He's always he took out our safety last year because of being just reckless. Being a safety, he doesn't keep up with the right guy, so they get behind him. But for what we got, it seems like we just kind of moved up in those rounds. Maybe it'll work out for us, but hopefully he'll turn around.
At this point, if I'm an Eagles fan, like whether you agree with some of the moves or not, I would just have to sit there and say like, fucking relax, trust Howie until it doesn't work. Trust Howie.
Yeah,
like that's all I would have to say about that.
Now, I did see this about if AJ Brown were to be traded, and this was just like an Eagles fan. It wasn't a reporter or anything like that. Philly should, if they're going to trade him June 1st, post June 1st, however you want to word it, try to get your definitely a first round pick for next year's draft. Right. If not, a second or third round pick with it. That way you have 2 first round draft picks and somehow maybe move up to take the Ohio State wide receiver. Jeremiah Smith?
Yeah, I have seen that. I have seen that particular.
Now, if that was the end, if that was the ending that Howie's trying to get to, then I might be okay trading AJ Brown. Sacrifice 1 year to bring in a young, possibly AJ Brown type player.
Or you're just tired of the locker room bullshit, and he's a locker room candidate.
See, I don't.
You just got to get rid of him.
I don't think Eagles organization is the one that's tired. I think if I had to say between which one is tired of more, I think it's AJ. He's just tired of the media always outcasting him and
to do that though. He was kind of the same way in Tennessee. That's why Tennessee ended up getting rid of him.
Yeah,
is that it seemed like he was kind of grading people in the building and things like that. I was getting another beer, Crafty. Sorry about that. Yeah. Crafty also says, notice how the contents of Jimbo's quote-unquote drink are never visible. He's just saying. Alicia says, if you're going to drink that beer, you cannot wear an Eagles jersey. Change your clothes right now. It's an Irish beer. I can't think of how to spell it on my phone. Is not helpful. I'm trying to think of Irish beer.
And she's not very good with voice to chat.
Guinness? It's obviously not Guinness.
Yeah,
Guinness?
it's the only Irish beer I drink. Yeah.
How do you not know how to spell Guinness? It's what? Alicia, are you illiterate? Like I don't.
I mean, in her defense, we've been together now, going on 11 years in April, so maybe a little bit of the Jimbo Gauge has seeped into her head.
I'm wondering. Yeah, is Jimbo Gauge a sexually transmitted disease? Like it's. I feel terrible. I feel bad. No, that's terrible. What have you done to that poor woman? How dare you? Crafty says King just did an impersonation of the Cardinals quarterback room. No, well, I mean, if Kyler Murray was still there, this would be the impersonation, you know. Hey, everybody. I'm Kyler Murray.
The last.
Somebody get some Call of Duty out here. I'm going to play.
The last meme I saw with the Kyler Murray was Peter Dinklage was going to bring him into the Vikings. And Peter Dinklage was taller than Murray.
Oh, God. I wonder, like, here's the thing. The Vikings re-signed Wentz. They brought in Murray.
Good move.
It's starting to feel like JJ's the odd man out. It's in the glass. He got it. Hey, it's visible. It's visible. We got it, baby.
I'm always drinking right here. It's
Crafty,
the only beer that I'll actually show.
That whiskey. I have it right here. This was a gift from my brother-in-law a couple years ago. Proper 12. That's the McGregor whiskey. It's all right. It's not bad for a mixing whiskey. If you're looking for a whiskey to make like a whiskey and Coke, or something like that, like it's not bad. It's not bad. There's better whiskeys.
Speaking of whiskeys, how about you tell me the story about Orange Jameson?
Oh, okay. First of all,
been telling you for years.
Well, I remember when it came out, and I said I wanted to try it, and I was like, "You got to have it and let me know." And you had it. You're like, "Oh, it's great. It's really good stuff." Yeah. And then I just never had it. So last Saturday, we went to the in-laws, me and Pepperjack. Well, they're my in-laws, her parents. Her mother's 70th birthday. Happy birthday, Diane. We all love you.
Happy birthday.
Which, by the way, she doesn't age. She's kind of like Pepperjack. She doesn't age. It's got to be something in the genetics. Yeah. The women in that family do not age. Pepperjack still looks like a 14-year-old girl. Like her face is the same as it's
Let's
been.
go with 18. 18.
What do you want me to do? She looks like a kid. I'm not on any lists. I never went to the island. But the same thing, like her sister, Robin. We all talk about Robin all the time. Same thing. Looks exactly how she always does. And same with her mother's 70 years old. She looks the same as she ever did. Like it's just something with that family. They don't age. But yeah. So we went there, and me and her were the first ones there. And her dad is like, "Oh, does anybody want anything to drink? Anything like that?" I was like, "Well, guys, I got Guinness. I got cans of Guinness bottles." He was like, "Oh, Guinness. That sounds great. I'll do that." He says, "I also got some Jameson. I got some Jameson Black Barrel." He had some of the regular Jameson. And he said he had Jameson Orange. And I was like, "Oh, Jameson Orange. I've been wanting to try that since the damn thing came out. I wanted to try that back when I told you to try it. I was like, I'll give it a shot. Yeah, sure. So it's all right. So he has those neat little like shot glasses, but they're kind of like snifter, the little like snifter, the whiskey glass.
Okay.
So he put that in there. He put a couple ice cubes in there, and like have that. Oh, there. And I took a sip, and I wanted everybody like, I'm a citrus guy. Like I love anything citrus flavored, orange, lemon, lime, anything that's kind of got that citrusy flavor. I'm a huge fan of anyway. It's just one of my things. I love oranges, lemon meringue pie, key lime pie, lemonade, orangeade, anything citrus. I'm fine. You give me some orange candles, I turn into a woman at Bed Bath & Beyond. Give me orange candles. I'm sniffing them all day. Love it. I took that sip, and it was a revelation. It was just, I went, oh my God. This is maybe one of the, like, I was like, this will kill me.
Yeah.
I could go, so I was like, I was content with that, because I didn't, I didn't want to, I don't want to get drunk, I don't want to get silly. Had the Guinness, had the little shot there, that was great. Speaking of Robin comes and shows up. As you know, she would. It's her mother's birthday party. So yeah. She is, oh, what's everybody drinking? Oh, Guinness. So she grabs herself a Guinness. I think she had brought some with her as well. She had that. She's like, oh, what's everybody else drinking? I was like, I had a shot of the Jameson Orange. She's like, oh, I'll try that. She didn't like it, apparently. I don't know what's wrong with her. Something wrong with that woman. Not only does she not like orange Jameson, but she's a communist. So there's a lot of things wrong. Yeah, I love you, Robin. I love you.
I'll leave those comments alone.
Yeah, I love her. She loves me too. Like we say all the time, it's like me and her are the living proof that no matter how different you are on that particular political spectrum, you can still really like and love the other person and treat them as family, because me and her, we sit there, we talk, and we love everything else, even though she's well on one side and I'm well on the other.
Yeah.
So she started drinking the other stuff. I think she was drinking the Black Barrel. I think she ended up having like a shot or two of the Black Barrel. But I was planning on only having one shot of the orange Jameson.
Okay.
This bitch kept on filling up my fucking glass with the orange Jameson. And not just like a little bit, not like a shot. I had like 4 double shots of fucking
Holy
Jameson
shit.
orange. Because Robin wouldn't stop fucking pouring it. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And then, of course, Pepper Jack looks at me. She's like, you don't have to drink it. I was like, yes, I do. You can't. First of all, you can't waste it. Second of all, somebody already poured. Once it's already poured, you have to drink it. Like, what am I, a fucking, what am I, inbred imbecile? No. What are we doing? No. Once it's poured, you have to drink it. But Jesus Christ. And sure enough, by the end of the night, I was feeling low. The stop at Wawa after the night was just a glory. Was beautiful. Picked up some of the those TGI Fridays potato skin crisps.
Okay.
Just had a little 4-inch shorty ham and cheese sandwich. Ooh. Especially when you are hammered on fucking Jameson goddamn orange. So good. So good. But man, that stuff is lethal.
Yeah.
Lethally good. I may never buy a bottle, because if I do, I will die. And I can't imagine, like, if you wanted to mix that with something, if you wanted to use Jameson as a mixer, which I don't think you should do anyway, but.
Well, and that was the thing. When you text me that you had it, I'm like, oh, crap. And I was trying to think that there's a way to make a mixed drink with a like a creamsicle soda. Make it like an
orange cream soda, yeah.
Yeah. And, dude, like, you think Jameson orange,
I would die.
You would. Because that's even, when I say worse, I mean in a good way, worse than just
because at that point you wouldn't
Jameson.
even be able to taste the Jameson. You're just tasting orange cream soda, like a Stewart's. You're having like a Stewart's at that point. And it was like,
exactly. Yeah.
Like, I was sitting there thinking, I was already thinking, like, man, if you mix that with a Sprite or something, you have like an orangey Sprite or something, you can make like it's so bad. Alicia in the chat, she says, stop blaming poor innocent Robin. There's one thing that Robin is not, ever. It's innocent. And she'll be the first one to tell you that, though. We love Robin. We love Robin. She's the best. We were talking a lot about her friend Allison, who I think you were on the phone with me.
Okay, yeah.
With one of our first interactions. One of the first things she ever said to me, loud at the top of her lungs. You remember that?
That was the Eagles fan, right?
That was, yeah. She's an Eagles and Steelers fan somehow.
Okay, that's weird.
Yeah, but she was.
No, I can't remember.
I remember I was on the phone with you. We were talking about. I think it was the Eagles Rams playoff game.
Yeah.
And she, again, I had literally just met this girl about 10, 15 minutes before. And the reason this was brought up because we were talking about, like, Robin and her husband were talking about how she's fucking wild. Like, she's just a wild individual. And I was like, I know this because 10 minutes into meeting her, while I'm on the phone with you, like I'm FaceTiming with you, she comes running out of the one room, stops, looks me dead in the eye, and says, N-word, and then runs off.
No, I don't remember that.
This was literally the first time I met this girl.
Yeah.
She doesn't know who I am. She doesn't know if that's going to be something that's like, am I going to have a conniption about it? Am I going to be one of those people? She just didn't give a shit. She was just like, I was like, I don't know how to react. Do I react like I'm okay? Was this a test to see if I'm like on their side? Like I didn't know how to take it. I don't like what? Because apparently she was having a conversation with everybody else about all the cool slurs that are coming back. She was talking about, oh yeah, retards coming back. Particular British cigarettes, those are coming back. I was like, I don't know if that one's coming back. You could try. You could try. Do your damnedest. Try. I don't know if that one's coming back. So yeah. She's a firecracker. She's a wild cracker. She is a wild cracker, that one. But that was fun. It's always an interesting time when you're hanging out with the sister-in-law there. That's always a good time. And you know that. Well, that was also the time too where I think I sent the picture of you, me and Robin flipping you the bird.
Yeah.
Where we're both wearing our Giants gear. Because fuck the Eagles. And that's the thing. That Robin is a lot like me in the fact that she's a Giants fan, but a lot of her fans are fucking Eagles. A lot of her friends are Eagles fans.
Okay.
But she's got a friend, Allison, that's an Eagles fan. She's got a friend, funnily enough, named Jacqueline. She's an Eagles fan. I'm like, why is it that, why are we friends with opposing teams' fans? Like, I don't understand it. But we're understanding people. We're good people.
See, you understand us. You understand us Philly fans.
We take pity on the less fortunate. I said it as a Giants fan who haven't beaten the Eagles, swept the Eagles since 2007 or something like that. So,
well, how about with talking about the Eagles Giants at work on Wednesday? Me and my trainer, so our machine was down, so we couldn't run it, so we had to go and get trained how to do other stuff, aka we just sat and watched.
Yeah, you gotta bullshit and do so, yeah.
Well, the forklift driver, he's been there, I guess, just as long as my trainer. And my trainer's an Eagles fan. And this this guy, now the way he was talking, I thought he was a Cowboys fan. We're gonna have a better record than you guys by the end of the season, this and that, the other thing. I'm thinking, okay, the Cowboys, I could maybe see that because it always seems like it's Eagles Giants or Eagles Cowboys, Eagles Cowboys. And he said something like, man, we got Dart and we got Scatterbo. And I looked, I said, wait a second. You're betting him $350 that the Giants are going to have a better record than the Eagles this season? Oh, man, we're going to be like 12-5. And I'm like, Kev, you better take that money.
There's a lot of people, my father among them, who feel the Giants can pull a worst to first this year. They feel like that, they're making some decent moves. They're filling gaps. It's good to have stability in the coaching and in the front office. Harbaugh kind of restructuring the entire organization from the inside out. Kind of making Shane sit in a cup chair while he's doing all this, which is kind of hilarious. Like, I get all that. I have lived long enough. Like I said, there's a lot of things that have just robbed me of joy of living. Like I didn't look forward to St. Patrick's Day. I didn't look forward to March Madness when these are two of my favorite times of the year, and I'm just like, whatever. I'm because I think of that, and I'm just like, I don't want to get excited. I don't want to be hurt again. I don't want to get hurt again. Not again. I've been like, I think we'll be back. I think we'll win more than 3 games. I'm gonna go out on that limb, but like I don't see us getting into the playoffs. I said if we get 8 wins, 9 wins, I think that's a great season. I think that's great progress to be made. And excuse me, I think there's a lot of people. Oh man, that beer coming right back up. What are you gonna do?
It happens.
Better out than in. That's what Shrek taught me. Alicia in the chat says, anyone else notice that King is drinking faster as the live keeps on going? Yeah, no, the more I drink, the more I drink. That's usually the sign of having a problem, but I got it under control. I don't know what you're talking about.
Two beers, officer.
2 beers. As we mentioned before, it's always 2 beers. This is honestly my second beer. This is only my second beer. Legitimately. Will it be only my second beer of the night?
Beers.
Probably not. But for now, it's only my second beer. A couple hours from now, I would have only had 2 beers still. I forgot what the fuck I was saying about the Giants.
Giants going 12-5.
Yeah, no, like I said, I think 8 wins, 9 wins. I think that's where I'm set on. I think that would be a successful year. Other people calling for the Giants to go from a worst to first, saying we're gonna. I'm not willing to go that far. That being said, the division might be set up for that. Now, here's the thing. I think the Cowboys still are very good. As I think we mentioned a while ago, Dak Prescott had an MVP-level season last year. It's just that the Cowboys' defense was hot garbage. Who could have saw that? Why trade away? When you trade away the best player on your defense and maybe one of the best players in the NFL, who could have seen that the defense fucking collapsed?
Yeah.
And then by the trade deadline, though, when they picked up Quincy Williams from the Jets and they picked up a couple other pieces, lo and behold, the defense actually played better. And the Cowboys got a little bit better, and they made a little bit of a run there, not to make the playoffs, but to make the record better. But, yeah, it's like if the Cowboys had a defense last year, Dak Prescott's probably the MVP. So I think the Cowboys, if they make certain moves, draft well, make a couple more moves on their defense, I think they're going to be a very good team this year. The Eagles, until they show otherwise, are going to be that team to beat. They're always going to be up there for 11, 12, 13 wins. So you have to, until they fall on their face and, Sirianni gets fucking mobbed and, has his house egged like Patullo.
Hey, it worked. Okay, that's all I gotta say.
I feel like you have to consider the Eagles there. And Washington had an off year last year, but everybody was hurt. Everybody was injured. So they've made a couple moves. They still have a couple people. They're going to be wearing the nice uniforms this year, which apparently they did like one of those clips where they have some of the free agents they got come into the building to do the signing or whatever, and they walked by the equipment area. And I think it kind of showed stuff, but it showed some interesting things. One, it looks like the gloss helmets are back. So they got rid of the satin finish.
Okay.
And it's going to be just the gloss burgundy helmets. There were also darker burgundy helmets on the shelf.
Okay.
And one of the uniform guides that they had kind of up on the wall looked like it had the spear throwbacks on it. So that might be something to look at. That might be a uniform that they put in with this. That'll be an alternate this year. Might be the spear throwback. So just interesting. Just interesting to throw it out there when it comes to Washington and the Redskins, Commanders, whatever.
And don't forget, I said 2 years ago, within the next 5 years, they will be called the Redskins. So 3 years into my prediction. I got 2 more years to go before it's correct.
What's that?
I said within the next 5 years, Washington will be called the Redskins.
Oh, yeah.
No, you
still got time. I don't know. I know Lloyd has been He's pushing that. He wants that so
Really?
bad. He's like,
I didn't see that in Discord at all.
I don't know. Yeah, he doesn't say it a lot. He's not very
very
pushy about it.
rare.
You got to read between the lines when it comes to Lloyd. When it comes to the Redskins, like
We're assholes.
No, we're just sarcastic.
Yeah.
But we're sarcastic with love, and we do that with
Yeah,
everybody. Listen, look what
well,
we said ELS was on the Epstein list. We said there's an ELS Epstein list.
and you know what? Since then, he hasn't said anything.
He hasn't said anything since. I hope we didn't scare ELS though. We love ELS. We love.
He may have unsubscribed.
No, ELS loves us. He wouldn't.
Well,
do that.
if we're just sarcastic, I'll be the asshole. Devils are losing 1-0.
I kind of figured.
7 minutes left in the first.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. We need
So.
Brat to do. We need Brat to pull off some shit. See, here's the thing. When it comes to, I don't know. Like, I think they should bring the name back. I don't think they should have gotten rid of the name in the first place. I think it was a massive overreaction to that particular time. Like I said, at that time, it felt like this country lost its fucking mind in every aspect. Business, socio, politically, everything in this country was just for that 2-3 year period. Everybody lost their fucking collective mind. So I think that was a mistake then. The problem is, can you put the genie back into the bottle? I don't. That I think becomes a little bit harder. I don't know if they're gonna be able to do that. When we saw that they were bringing back these uniforms as an alternate last year, we brought up the question on the show when we were still doing the regular part of the podcast. Was this like a toe dip in the water situation? Was this to gauge how people thought about it? What would they think? Everything like that. Now, we see in just 1 year, they went from alternate toe in the water, see how people think, to fuck it, this is our uniform again. Here we got the only thing that's different is we're not going to have 2 guns on there. That's the only difference. We're not going to have old 2 guns white calf on there. So that becomes the question, especially if like the spear uniforms are going to be the alternate, the throwback spear uniforms. That's even more of an indication of embracing the Redskins' heritage, embracing the Redskins' name, embracing the history of the team. If they do that, will they make the leap and just change the name back? That's going to be the question. And what are you afraid of? Because the fan base is not going to hate it. The fan base will love it. The fan base wants the name back. We know that. When it comes to the Washington football team fan base, they want the Redskins back. They've never accepted the Commander's name. They never wanted the Commander's name. If you ask most of them, they said they still rather be the football team than Commanders if you had to put a gun to their head. But they want to be the Redskins more than anything. People still wear the Redskins gear. They want the Redskins. That has been clear. It's the peripherals. It's everything else around. It's going to be the politicians. It's going to be the people like that, do we want to deal with politicians using us as a punching bag? Do we want to have these paid organizations coming out here and protesting every time we have a home game? Do we want to do shit like that? Like, it becomes a big hornet's nest. And I think that's what you have to consider there. Is that something that Josh Harris is willing to endure to bring back that nickname, to bring back the Redskins name to its proper place? I don't know. I don't know if he's going to be willing to do that. It would be cool if he did. It would be cool if they just ripped the Band-Aid off and did it. But it seems like they're kind of taking this slow approach of, we're bringing back everything, but like we have everything here except. There's even the latest rumor I saw is that even the team's word mark is going to go back to that Redskins font.
Okay.
and just say Commanders instead of whatever, because the stacked Commanders font looks like shit. Agreed. It does. It looks terrible. So if that's going to be the case, if that's what they're going to do, like, it seems like they're doing everything but bringing the name back. And it's like, if you're going to go through all this, if you're going to have them wear the Redskins uniform, use the Redskins font, have Redskin throwbacks, just call the team the fucking Redskins and deal with whatever peripheral shit is there. But the fans want it. People who watch football want it. The audience you're catering to wants it. Hell, the Native Americans want it.
Yeah.
An overwhelming majority, including the tribe that had Two Guns White Calf there, and the guy who made the logo from the Blackfeet Nation. Like, these are, like, it's there. They want it. I'm not, and that's not saying that there are some Native American tribes and Native American groups that don't want it. I think that's, you have to acknowledge that. But it's not the overwhelming majority. It's not even the majority. It's not even that it's a slim majority or an overwhelming majority. It's not even the majority. And, like, my whole thing was, when you looked at this from a objective perspective, the people making the most noise about the name were white people.
Yeah.
It's not your job to be offended for other people, no matter. And this is not just for race. This is really for anything, for socioeconomic standards, for anything political, anything like that, sports related. I don't care. It's not your job to be offended for other people. Let people make up their own minds. You don't know better than the people who are the subject of a matter.
Yeah.
Is all I'm going to say. So, like, when it comes to shit like that. So, again, does the name come back? Like you said, you got, what, 3 years? You got 3 years on that?
I think 2 more years. Yeah, so 3 years this
I think you said
season.
you said 5 years, right?
2 years ago, I said within the next 5 years. So
Did you
2
say 2
seasons
years
ago. Yeah. Yeah, because I wasn't really around last season and the season before.
No, I think because it was early last year when we found out we found out they were using the alternate uniforms last year.
Oh, okay. I thought.
So
it was
I think it
2
was
years
late.
ago,
That's
2
what I mean. So I
seasons
still
ago.
think you got 3 years.
Yeah.
So you guys, you give yourself too little time. Give yourself too little time. I think you still got time.
Well, because see, I want the process sped up. Like, just change to it. Just get it done and over with.
Like I said, it feels like that would be the way to go, and I always feel like that's why politics sometimes to me is so frustrating with things, because it always seems like politicians will draw shit out, hem and haw, do things like that, when it's like, just either pass this particular bill, don't pass this particular bill, say you're going to do this, do it, or don't do it. Stop this whole, well, we're going to see, we're going to put this in the committee, and we're going to spend $75 billion before we ever actually do anything. That's why everybody's got fucking potholes everywhere, because, you know, your road taxes at work. No, they're not. The road tax is fucking, never mind. All right, it goes in the whole thing. But it's that same kind of thing. Just stop trying. Here's the thing. You're not going to please everybody. And that's the other thing people got to remember. You're not going to please everybody. You're not going to please everybody. So here's the thing, too. If they do decide to go to Redskins, and like a big corporate sponsor says, well, we're going to pull our sponsorship, you have to be willing. That's the thing. If you make that decision, you have to be willing to sit there and say, okay, then we'll do that, and have that loss for the time being, because I guarantee you 2 to 3 years later they'll be a sponsor again.
Yep.
Because that's what will happen. You know, you see it happen with a lot of these things where people are just like, oh, I'm going to boycott this, that, or the other thing. Like, I'm boycotting Target. I'm boycotting whatever. I'm boycotting Walmart. I'm boycotting this. And they're on it for the first couple of weeks. We're not going. Everybody's not going. Everything like that. A year later, 2 years later, guess what? Target's got great shit in it. It's fun shopping at Target. It is fun. They got great shit. And you go back there and you end up getting shit. You know what I mean? So it's just...
Yeah.
you have to be willing to weather the storm to get on the other side of it. And that's just going to be the question of whether or not Josh Harris and the Redskins feel like they can do that. Will they? I don't know. I would like it. I think that's the way it should go. They should be the Redskins. That's why here on the channel when we do the games, I still call them the Redskins. I have the Redskins graphics for them because that's the true name, because nobody accepts Commanders. Nobody accepts. And if you sit there and say, you're fooling yourself. You're only trying to fool. Commanders. Yeah, I'll call them the Commanders. That's what they are. Yeah, they're the Commanders now. I don't call them by the other name. You're trying to convince yourself. You're trying to fool yourself. Nobody likes the Commanders name. Nobody likes the Commanders identity. That's why they're going back to the Redskins identity, just without the name Redskins, because nobody liked the Commanders. It was shit.
Yeah.
The uniforms were shit. The branding was shit. It was shit. So they're going back to the Redskins identity, just not calling them the Redskins. Well, that's, And the hilarious thing about it is that the least offensive thing of having two guns, white calf on the helmet is the thing that they won't bring back. If, like I said before, if you wanted to change the name and call them the Americans or the Rappahannocks or the Potomacs or whatever you wanted to call them, and just left two guns on there, that was fine, because the logo was great. The logo was completely respectful. The logo wasn't like some caricature like which I could get. I can understand why people were upset or offended by the Cleveland Indians logo. Because it was the old school caricature, big nose, red face, Indian look. I get that. I still don't think they should have changed the name. I get getting rid of Chief Wahoo, but you shouldn't have changed the name. But like, that was not the Redskins' problem. People just had a problem with the name, but they threw the baby out with the bathwater, as they say. And I always felt that that was short-sighted. You got rid of one of the better identities and better brandings in the NFL to please a crowd that doesn't watch football. That's not part of the... Like, that's the thing. Is like, you had people saying, "Oh, we don't want this there." It's like, you don't watch. You're not the audience. You're not the people watching. Go piss up a rope. I don't give a fuck. And it's the same people who try to say the same shit about the Chicago Blackhawks and try to get rid of, which, by the way, is the greatest sports logo in all of sport. And I will say that the greatest logo and greatest jersey in all of sports is the Chicago Blackhawks. It is number one. It is not a question. It is not a debate to me. That is the best logo and best jersey in all of sports, all of hockey, all of football, all of basketball, all of baseball, all of soccer, all your soccer badges, doesn't matter. Minor league sports, Japanese leagues, super leagues in Sweden and Germany. I don't care what it is. Curling, Grand Slam leagues, Top Golf. I don't care what your E-leagues. Don't give a shit. Whatever logo you have or jersey you have, nothing is better than the Chicago Blackhawks. It is a hands-down argument. Everything starts from there. And personally, for me, it goes Chicago Blackhawks, Hartford Whalers, New Jersey Devils, and then we can start having some. We can start having some. Flyers are very good. Flyers are right up there. The Flying P is a classic fucking logo. I think the Flying P is a top 5, especially in
Flying
hockey.
P.
You can make
Just
it
flying around in the air.
The Flying P, which again in Philadelphia you run into Flying P a lot of, especially around Kensington. You have like, hockey does have some great uniforms. They also have some duds. Let's not get that twisted.
Yeah.
But they do have some great looking threads. But like for me, like those are some of the top ones there, and it's hilarious that they all kind of hockey. But yeah, find some. I mean, again, because I love that. It's such a good look. Anyway, not to get off on a uniform tangent. Sorry about that. Again, this is open bar. I get drunk. This is what we talk about. How many times? I don't know if have I ever brought this up in the bar about the fucking the uniforms and shit. Because I when I get drunk, I do love me talking about some uniforms.
I stopped counting how many times you brought them up.
Well, yeah, because we'd be watching something on a TV and be like, "Oh, that branding was bad. You should have seen their branding back in the 50s. Now that was a." Well, that was because I remember the one time when we had You remember that one cute girl I brought to the bar the one time when I used to work with her? I think her name was Kristen. She was an Orioles fan.
Yep.
She was cute, man. I liked her.
Yeah, she was. She nice person.
She
At least in
was.
person.
Until she ghosted everybody. She just fucking disappeared. I don't know what the hell happened to her.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, she just ghosted everybody. She like fell off the radar. I was like, oh, has anybody heard from her? No. All right. Well, hope she's okay. But she was what? She's the one that she started drinking. She was like you guys did the special for Natty Bo's there because she was she was from Baltimore. She liked all the Orioles shit, so we got Natty Bo. But I think we were watching the one Orioles-Yankees game there with her, and I started bringing up how I didn't like the Orioles uniforms and the way they had it. I liked it better when they had the actual Oriole on there, when it was like logo-wise, it was cool. Then they tried to make it look too real, and it like that. Then they had the cartoon bird, and they were like, the cartoon bird was bad. I was like, I started going with the whole thing, and I think at that point she realized she was never going to have sex with me, but like I do have these conversations when it just comes up, man. I just Alicia
Maybe that's
says
why she
jerseys
started ghosting everybody.
Alicia says jerseys and stadiums are King's drunk topics. Oh yeah, don't get me started on stadiums. I like some good stuff. I miss some of them. Like I don't miss the cookie cutters, but I do miss sometimes having the football fields in the baseball stadiums. Like I said, I think once a year the Giants should have a game at Yankee Stadium, like after baseball. So it would have to be like after October, like midway through October, something like that, or late October. So you don't, if the Yankees ever make the World Series, who knows? Especially with Aaron Judge and his unclutchness. Way to go, losing to Venezuela. It's okay, we still have their president. But like I think like once a year, the Giants should do a game at Yankee Stadium, like old school, and because I mean they set up for the bowl games there. They do like Notre Dame plays there every now and then, and they do other kind of shit like that. I was like, why not do that? Have like the one like it's a throwback game, Giants at Yankee Stadium. Have it against like the Redskins, Eagles, Bears, if you're playing the North at that time, Steelers, like one of the old school teams there. Make sure it's always like an old school team or a divisional team. But yeah, have those games. I think that would be super cool and super awesome. I don't think anybody will ever listen to me. I don't know if they can work that out. I think that would be cool. A cool little branding thing. Almost, you kind of almost make it like a Winter Classic thing and have it, you can call it like, Giants Throwback Classic or something, And you can honor a Giants legend each year you do it or do something like that. I just think that would be a cool idea. Is all I'm saying. So because I like that old school look,
Yeah.
And some people will sit there and say like, oh, but it's bad sight lines and shit like that. Go to a football game. You'll be able to see it. It'll be fine. They got giant fucking screens there anyway, in case you don't see anything.
Well,
but
unless you're at MetLife Stadium.
It's never. Oh my God! I might have to turn my neck slightly. Oh, the fucking horror. The horror of turning your neck. Oh, my God. I just think that would be cool. I just think that would be very cool. Alicia in the chat says, I'm out because King will probably end this live talking about stadiums. No, I'm done. I'm done with the stadiums. I'm done with logos. I'm not gonna mention anything else. What would you like to talk about, Alicia? I was going to say, we got something there. If you have something to talk about, anybody in the chat, anybody who's watching wants to talk about, you can jump in the chat. Ask us a question, ask us a topic, anything like that, because I don't know how much more. We already talked about Hillary Duff's ass. That was fun. That was early on.
Well, here's something we could talk about. How about Max Crosby coming out talking about the whole situation?
Dude, I'm telling you.
Wow.
Did I tell you or did I fucking tell you? Did I call that or did I fucking call it? I told you that shit was because he's sitting there like, oh. First of all, Max Crosby was never told anything about Trey Hendrickson. So this whole idea that, the Ravens are trying to get Trey Hendrickson and Max Crosby to play together, bullshit. Absolute, utter bullshit. Yep. That was 100% bullshit. So Max is sitting there saying he thinks everything's hunky-dory, he's fine, goes in for the physical, does everything like that. Then he says he meets DaCosta, he meets all these other guys there, and he says
5 hours later,
something's wrong. The vibe is completely off.
Yep.
He doesn't look him in the eye. They're being evasive. And as somebody who kind of sees that as well, I can tell when somebody when when the energy's off, when the mood changes. You can feel that. You can feel that shit.
Yeah.
So like as soon as he said that, I was like, oh, I've been in a couple of rooms like that. Unfortunately, in my life, I've been in a couple of rooms like that. And it's like, oh shit, what's going to happen here? And that's. Yeah, they pulled him in and they were like, yeah, we saw some troubling things or whatever. He says he calls Dr. Elatrosh and he's like, don't worry about their bullshit. Trust me. And like he says, the best surgeon in the world at what he does. He's done a lot of my surgeries. He does everybody else's surgery. Like he's like this guy. He doesn't fuck up. As anybody knows, the fact that we know Dr. Elatrosh's name, which we do.
Yeah.
Shows that like he's just somebody who doesn't fuck up. When somebody's getting ligament surgery down at Dr. Elatrosh. All right, you're going. He's there. That's the guy. So he's like, they're saying that they don't see something right there. He's like, it's bullshit. Trust me, you're fine. Your recovery's going fine. We're keeping track of everything. You're good. And that's when then Baltimore came back in, and he's like, "We're gonna try to work something out. We're gonna do anything like that. Don't worry about it. Whatever's happening, we're gonna get this figured out. Don't worry." So he says he goes back home, flies back home, and then he gets the call from the agent. Says, "Nope, it's off. They completely pulled out." Yep. He's like, "Motherfucker." Like the, and I said, I wrote a whole diatribe in one of the discords for it, and I'm going to pull that up now because it really does. Because I'm also bad at remembering shit.
Listening to him talk about that whole situation, like they made Max Crosby drive himself to the facility.
Yeah, they didn't pick up. They didn't have somebody come pick him up.
And with that being said, I'm full blown Max Crosby fan this year. I hope he breaks a sacks record. I hope he breaks every
I honestly hope the Raiders do very well this year. I'm rooting for the Raiders, and I'm rooting for Max Crosby. I want the Raiders. I want to see the Raiders in the playoffs. I want to see that.
Yeah.
Because he deserves
see them
it.
in the playoffs, and the Ravens not in the playoffs.
Yeah, no, I want to see the Ravens fall flat on their face. I think everybody outside of being a Ravens fan is going to want to see the Ravens fail this year. Sorry, Alicia, but your Ravens are a fucking two-faced piece of shit organization. Yeah. But this was it, because somebody had pointed out in a Rubber Room Discord about this. They were thinking, they said, oh, it seems like the Ravens just got cold feet at this point. I'd be curious to note, at what point did their mind change? I don't think it was the physical. And I was tagged in that. And this was when I was just like, their mind changed. It was 100% the day after, day one of the free agency frenzy, when Trey Hendrickson was not getting any offer close to what he wanted, and the Ravens lost a ton of the free agents during that first Monday. They lost Lindebaum. They lost half the team to the fucking Giants. Harbaugh took a bunch of, they lost so many free agents. And I said, in my head canon, this is what I think happened, and this is what I will believe until proven otherwise. And so far, everything is just proven to me more and more correct, especially with Max coming out and what he said. I said, in my head canon, the Ravens knew that they weren't going to be able to sign Hendrickson for what he wanted, because he wanted a higher price going into the free agency, and everybody thought that was the base and that teams would bid to get him more, so the price was only going to go up for him. So he was going to be out of their market reach, what they were willing to pay. So they were like, without the thought of going to free agency was only going to drive the price up. So the Ravens considered that their options and getting a player they felt was probably a little bit better than Hendrickson, even with the knee injury, which I think we can all agree that Max Crosby, for now, is probably better than Hendrickson. Hendrickson. That's not saying Hendrickson is a bad player. That's just saying I think Max Crosby would be better, even with the surgery and recovery, for ostensibly what would be a lower contract number than what people thought his free agency was going to be. Giving up 2 first-round picks was steep, but draft picks are a lottery. Anyway, and we all know how I feel about lottery picks or draft picks, that they are a lottery. So in the Ravens' mind, they figured, good, fair deal, 2 1s, you get Max Crosby, we get the guy we want, probably even the better end of that deal, and we don't have to overpay for it. After that first Monday, Hendrickson's price not only wasn't going up in a bidding war, but nobody bid on his initial asking price. So the cost to get him was now starting to drop into the range of what Max Crosby's remaining contract was. Add on top of that the exodus of free agents from Baltimore, and all of a sudden, those 2 firsts you let go, they're a lot more valuable because now you gotta replenish. You gotta do something. 2 first-round picks you don't get 2 first-round picks every day. And now that you're looking at this, we got to replenish some of our guys. So that's the thing. You let those 2 firsts go. Those were now less of a luxury item that you could easily part with and more like an absolute necessity that you needed to go ahead and fill out the roster. So I contend, and I will die on this hill, that it was that Monday evening / Tuesday morning when the Ravens initially contacted Hendrickson's agent. Kick the tires, see what they were looking at as far as the deal, negotiate, see what they could look at. When they said yes to a contract that was in the range area of Max Crosby, that sealed it. They said, future outlook for the knee doesn't look great. You cancel the trade. Now you get back your 2 ones. You get a player on par with or close to the caliber of Max Crosby, and it's a win-win situation for you.
Yeah.
Except now, nobody wants to fucking do business with you. And now that's it. Just like the politicians, just down on the Beltway, down there in D.C., they're like, this wasn't done for that. No. Nobody's more upset that this trade didn't work out than me, Mr. DeCosta, and the Baltimore Ravens. We're so sad that this didn't work out. Bullshit. They lied their asses off. And here's the thing. Max seems to be full in now. Like he said in the thing, he's like, I guess it just seems like, God, I wasn't meant to be a Raven. I was meant to be a Raider. This is a sign. I'll take this as the sign. I wasn't supposed to go there. I'm supposed to be here. So he said, once that happened, the moment that happened, he said, I went back to like 4:30 a.m. I was in the facility. I was rehabbing. A lot of people were looking at me like they saw a ghost. They were like, "Oh, what? I thought you're gone." Nope, I'm here. And so he seems to be going into the season with the thought of he's a Raider. He's a Raider all the way through. The Raiders seem to be going, yeah, we're keeping him, and we're gonna ride with him. So if that's gonna be the case, God, I'm gonna be rooting like hell for the Raiders. I hope Fernando Mendoza does well. I think he will. I think getting Lindenbaum there is going to be a huge help for him, having that level of center to work with coming right into the NFL. So you can have that Mendoza-Lindenbaum battery there for center and quarterback. They're making moves. Like they're again, I don't know if they're going to be great, but I think they'll be competitive. I think they'll be a lot better clearly than they were this year.
Yeah.
Whatever the mess was, but yeah, I'm with you. I'm excited, rooting for them, and Alicia, I think it might be time for you to abandon that terrible team from Baltimore. That's all I'm saying. Baltimore, I mean, I've hated Baltimore since Super Bowl 35, so I'm just like, this is not anything new. Like, fuck the Ravens. But like, that's the other thing, too. People, when I say, like, I hate the Ravens, they're like, oh, well, you just don't like Lamar? It's like, I have hated the Ravens long before fucking Lamar Jackson ever played for them. I have hated the Ravens for fucking 26 years now. Yeah, fuck them Ravens. They cheated. They cheated to steal my Giants out of another Super Bowl. Giants could have 5 Super Bowls right now. Giants could have 5 Super Bowls.
I thought it was a good game, a very fair, contested game.
You can
fairly refed game.
Yeah. Some of those calls, let me just say, some of those calls, they were told. I'm just checking up on some of the scores here on March Madness. Jameis Winston is going to appear on Netflix's Major League Baseball opening night coverage for some reason.
Either way, that's going to be interesting.
I was going to say, it's never bad when you got Jameis Winston part of shit. I will say that 100%. Taylor Swift and Zena LeVay still up on my screen here.
I thought you were gonna say they met face to face finally.
I don't. I think she lives like in Europe now or something. So I don't know.
Okay.
I'm trying to see if there's anything else to. Oh, there's Bryce Dallas Howard's ass. Okay, she does. She's got a great ass as well. I'll give her credit. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's another one that's kind of been under the radar for a while, but people have kind of picked up on Bryce Dallas Howard. Yeah, absolutely. She's got a dumper on her, man. I don't know. Anything else? Any other questions you got on your mind? Anything else you want to shoot the shit about?
Probably just one other quick one, and it's probably mostly just for me and you, because when it comes to our Discord, not many wrestling fans in there. How do you feel about Danhausen? His character that's.
Here's the thing.
in
I
WWE now.
haven't watched a ton of wrestling. I have seen a picture of Danhausen. Very. What's that fucking weird metal band that's trying to be Ghost but not fucking?
The
That
Presidents?
no. That what'd you say? Dead Presidents?
No, the Presidents.
No. For some reason I'm thinking like Skid Marks, but that's not the name.
Oh. I mean, he's on par with like an R-Truth type character.
I haven't seen it. I just the makeup is weird.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he's kind of got like King Diamond kind of makeup. That's a real old school kind of. Sleep Token, that's the one. Yeah, he's kind of got like the Sleep Token kind of weird kind of makeup stuff. But that's the thing. I haven't watched him wrestle. I haven't seen any of his character work, so I don't know.
He doesn't really. He's an R-Truth. He'll probably wrestle here and there, but he's mostly a backstage gimmick type guy. And we have yet to see R-Truth and him interact with each other, so like that scene would be pretty comical, I think.
So I don't know. Like again, I feel bad because I haven't been watching a ton of wrestling. Now again, I could watch Raw on Monday nights. I just haven't. So maybe I should. I know WrestleMania is coming up here in a little bit. And I don't have access. I don't have an access to watch SmackDown because I think that's on USA now, and I don't have access to USA. So that's just so I don't get to watch, which is sad because I think Alexa's a lot on SmackDown. So I don't get to watch my Alexa Bliss, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
I was just curious.
I can't comment. I can't comment on it because I don't really know. I still love Stephanie Vaquer. I think that's clear.
Yes. She's going up against Liv Morgan. This WrestleMania I think is going to be not the greatest.
A lot of people I've seen people online talking about it. You know what? I'll watch. See, here's the thing, and this is the great thing about it is that I don't pay attention to the wrestling Twitter. Here's the thing: if you are a wrestling fan, if you are somebody who is very much into wrestling, enjoy watching it, and all that kind of stuff, the best thing you can do is remove yourself from the internet wrestling community.
Yeah,
it's the best because I was huge into the IWC. I watched Cultaholic and What Culture Wrestling and Wrestle Talk, and I was subscribed to all those YouTube channels, and I'd watch them all the time. I'd watch them after Raw. I'd watch them after SmackDown. I'd watch it after every pay-per-view. I'd see what they were saying, what they were thinking. If they did a live stream, I was watching. I was all about it. And I realized after a while of like being that much into it, it was all just negative. Everything was super negative. Oh, look, this person is botching, or this is not good, or this storyline is not something I like, so this is why this is terrible, and blah, 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 blah. As apparently there is some fucking commotion happening outside. But yeah, like there was all of that, and it almost felt like it was a chore to watch. So then I stopped. I cut off that, and then I stopped watching wrestling for a while. And then I got back to watching wrestling. And I realized watching it without then being engrossed into the internet wrestling community. Like I unsubscribed from all the wrestling Twitter accounts and all this. Like I just got out of the community. I was like, I don't want to see all that because again, the Twitter community itself is fucking toxic as shit.
Yeah.
So removing myself from that, and I found watching the pay-per-views, watching the Monday Night Raws and the things like that, without having to deal with the internet wrestling community while watching it, all of a sudden, I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot more. And were there maybe some episodes that you didn't like more than others? Sure. Were there maybe some storylines you're like, yeah, I'll go up and get a beer here, or I'll get a snack or do something like that? Sure. But for the most part, man, I enjoyed it so much more than looking at it through the lens of, oh, well, how does this compare to, the legendary run of Bret Hart in 1989? Who gives a fuck? Who gives a... Yeah. Well, the politics backstage, what we're hearing from the dirt sheets is that this is apparently the way they... And they changed the plan at last minute. It's like, they do that all the fucking time. Who gives a shit? Who gives a fuck? Watch the show as it is. This is the thing. It feels like half the people, if more than half the people, watch these wrestling shows, whether it's WWE, AEW, anything. It feels like they watch these shows to be a miserable cunt. They watch them to be like, well, I'm going to be a Siskel and Ebert on this. This is what happened was this is on this day, and this was so horrible, and this storyline makes zero sense. And if this is what happens when you let Vince McMahon's energy and spirit still live within the company, and this is what motherfucker, shut the fuck up, watch the show and enjoy it, or don't. And that's what I mean. And some of these guys that they do it because they want to make a living from it, that's fine. If you're, like this is, but like this is what I mean. You have fucking, Dave, whatever the fuck his name, Mr. 5 stars and doing everything like that. Everything from Japan is a fucking 5-star for him. If he wants to make it something like that, but he's a miserable fuck. And then everybody thought, oh, well, to be a wrestling journalist, you got to be a miserable fuck. It's like, fuck you, dude. He's just a miserable fuck. Everybody else who tries to be like him and be a wrestling critic, you realize you're... Like, what? Shut the fuck up. Like, that's the other thing, too. Like, I throw movie and TV critics in the same fucking pile. People will try to sit there and say, who make it, oh, well, I don't think this is good, or I think this is good for this reasons. And it's like, listen, I watch a show. If it's good, it's good. If it's not, it's not. Stop trying to convince me it's good. Like, people for the last 4 or 5 years have been trying to convince me that Doctor Who is good. It's not. Doctor Who has sucked for the last 4 or 5 years. It's been terrible. Sorry. Like, people, like fucking, that new Star Trek show. Like, sorry, you can sit there and try to say, like, oh, well, it has all these other... No, that show was fucking garbage. It made zero sense. It made a mockery of science fiction. No, dude, it's so bad.
I liked it.
God, it's so bad. And listen, if you like it, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. Like I said, this is the difference of things. People can like it, people can not. I just found it hilarious that when they talked about surrounding fucking space with fucking quantum, omega bombs or whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah.
The math on what they tried to do was so comically off. Like, you understand space is a sphere, right? Like, you're covering at minimum like 538 million cubic light years of space with a couple of hundred mines. Are you out of... What?
But they were like nuke bombs.
They said, oh, well,
go off and...
but even going, they said that the explosion of the bombs was like a 20 light year radius. Yeah. Even so, the fact that they said hundreds of bombs, I think at the very minimum, it would have taken at least 100,000 bombs or mines, whatever it was, to cover that level of space. So it's like, and especially when it comes to Star Trek, which has prided itself so much on being as hard sci-fi as they could be, with a lot of stuff, like especially like you look back at Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, Voyager, like that's what this Kurtzman Trek, ever since that 2009 reboot movie, which I liked. I liked the reboot movie they did with Chris Pine and everything.
Yeah.
I didn't mind it. But everything since this motherfucker took over has been, especially on the TV end of it, has not been great in my mind. And again, like I said, however you want to take something like that, but like when you see some of the people, reviewers online being like, well, it's not about the sci-fi, it's about the message. And it's like, no, it's about the sci-fi. That's the point. There's not supposed stop. Like the point of Star Trek was the sci-fi, and it also had redeeming qualities and messages within the sci-fi.
Yeah,
but it was never hammer-fisted down your throat like you were Penny Pax when you were 18 years old. It didn't have that.
That I'll give you.
And this one was just a majority of the characters are straight up fucking retarded. Tatiana Maslany is horrendous. And I will give credit to Paul Giamatti for trying his best. Paul Giamatti did his best with what he was given. He chewed that scenery as best he could with the material he was given. I will give credit to him. He did a great job with shit. And that's why I like Paul Giamatti. He's a very good actor. Which kind of feels I feel bad he was in this. But yeah, it was just that was a rough get through. But then I also have, when you go and look at A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, which a lot of people thought was just a throwaway property for, to just kind of keep the Game of Thrones stuff moving. And that show had more of an emotional impact on me than all of these CGI heavy $250, $300 million productions of a house. Like season 2 of House of the Dragon was garbage. Which sucks because the first season was good. I enjoyed the first season of House of the Dragon. The second season felt like a setup to nothing. Yeah. The entire season set up to something that was going to happen in another season. It's like there was zero payoff to anything in that season. It was so bad. And half the decisions didn't make sense. Like, why? Your enemy comes to your castle and says, I don't want to be your enemy anymore. And you let her go? Rhaenyra comes to your castle and you let her, each one of these bitches let the other person go. What?
You're supposed to put their heads on a stake.
Yeah, heads, walls, spikes. Fucking Tyrion knew that shit in fucking Game of Thrones. What are we doing? So, again, and people will say, well, there was the writer's strike and something like, then fucking delay the show until it's fucking properly done. That's what we do. Instead of putting out shit that makes everybody fucking hate it. And that's the problem.
You already make us wait a year for another season.
If you would have made us wait 2 years instead of a year and a half, who gives a shit? As long as it's fucking good. And I think Fallout had a little bit of that problem too. Like Fallout was, season 2 was okay, but again, it felt a little. It didn't have the same oomph that season 1 did. And we'll see. I think it was still good, but it was lacking a little bit for me as far as that goes. But that's the other thing too. Like stop either looking for validation or, either way, whether you're looking for validations for why you didn't like something or validation for you like something from critics, from other people, stuff like. Be confident in yourself. Watch something, and if you don't like it, then you don't like it. If you like something, then like it. Don't try to convince yourself you like something that you don't like just because other people say that you should like it. And don't dislike something because everybody else dislikes it and you feel like that, oh, well, clearly it sucks, Like, I kind of feel this way about, like, Sinners. Everybody loved Sinners. Oh, my God, Sinners is so good. It has a message. It has something to say. And it's a horror movie, but it's a message. It's From Dusk Till Dawn. It's a remake of From Dusk Till Dawn in Jim Crow South. That's all it was. And I'm sorry, a lot of the dialogue is ass. I will say that Michael B. Jordan and how do I always Lindo? I always screw up Delroy Lindo. Their acting saves a lot of the shit writing.
Okay.
And like I said, he's good good actors can do that. And by that metric, I'll say that Michael B. Jordan probably deserved the Oscar for that. But other than that, it's From Dusk Till Dawn. I've seen that movie already. So it's all it is a remake. It's a worse written remake is all it was.
Yeah.
Now that's my view of it. I'm not a critic. I'm not somebody who's doing that, but that's just how I felt. You see that movie and it's like, okay, that is what it is. It's not anything spectacular, But other people wanted to see that and say, oh my God, this is such a thing. You have to watch this. This is a cultural touchstone. This is a cultural moment. Selma Hayek dancing. That's a cultural moment. That's true cinema, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to see Sinners, but better, go watch From Dusk Till Dawn. You'll have a lot better time. I'm telling you, you'll enjoy it a lot more. But outside of that, I think that'll do it for us. Man, we went a little long. Yeah, we did pretty good today. Yeah, pretty good. I thought we had a good time. All right, so before we get out of here, you have anything else you want to say? Anything kind of plugs, anything like that? I don't know idea what you're plugging, but if you do,
yeah, just if the CIA is still listening, please unfreeze all my cards so I could get gas in my truck, so I could go to work on Monday and give you my taxes.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're from the CIA, you just heard that Jimbo is going to withhold his taxes until you actually go ahead and start his money. If he's not giving you any money, this is a protest, and rightfully so. Taxation is theft. I'm with you, Jimbo. Solidarity. But yes, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us here on the Open Bar. We'll be here with you next week for another Open Bar, and we'll also see what else is going on. Maybe we'll do another live stream for something. I have no idea. We'll see. But thank you so much for joining us. If you liked any part of this drunken rambling mess, which I don't know why you would, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that share button, and hit that subscribe button as we're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. If you want to help us out a little bit more directly, we have a link for our donation station and our merch store down in the description below. So until next week at the latest, for your good friend Jimbo right over there, I'm your boy King. This has been the Open Bar. Adios, and drink responsibly, ladies and gentlemen, okay? And enjoy the rest of your Friday evening.